I'm recording it during my finals, so I'm going to sit here and talk to you guys about what Square Enix has been making a lot of questionable and I say dumb decisions as of late. And I wanted to talk about this when it first happened, but I was like, let's see where this is going first before we make any videos or any judgment. A lot of content creators, they make videos on it and they are way more how do I put it? They're well more informed on how the business side of Square Enix works than I am, because while I know a lot about business, I'm not like informed. So it's like I'm just here to give you the information and my thoughts on it. But I suggest going this. I'll leave some links down below to like the Night Sky Prince and HMK because they explained it beautifully. But Square Enix, you are making a lot of questionable decisions at a very questionable cost. So basically, if you guys don't know, Square Enix sold off their American division, or Square Enix Montreal, which is like the IPs for Tomb Raider. They also, how do I put it? They also sold off Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, all of these IPs. And, you know, what makes them, you know, diverse, what gives the American side, you know, stuff to do. But when you hear why, you're like, what the actual hell? Because it's like for 300 mil. So I'm wondering what's going on at Square Enix management, because they've been making a lot of questionable decisions, especially with stuff like, let's say, their whole little NFT boom. First of all, NFTs, and I don't want to get a lot of hate on this, but it's true, their sales have been plummeting a lot. Like, the NFT business is collapsing, which also does with that they said the metaverse is also having a hard time and struggling financially, which all I gotta say is I saw this coming a mile away, but I just wanted to see how far they were gonna go with this. Yeah, supposedly that's not doing too hot either. So it's a very strange business model with everything. And Square Enix, 300 mil really? Because again, they talk about how a lot of these games aren't selling. No, the game that you were putting major focus on that already have received negative criticism aren't selling. So like, you're putting Avengers in this huge criticism, but you're not doing anything to fix it. Because Avengers, you still can't, it's hard to invite people that are your friends to play the game, and I can vouch for that. Like, you cannot invite your friends to play this game and it say something pretty tasking about that. In a multiplayer live service video game, I can't just hit up the homie to be like, let's play Avengers. Not just that, but the game hardly works anyway, because hardly anyone's still playing it. And I'm not saying it's a bad game completely, like the stories are great, but everything else after that initial like first story and the Maestro story for Avengers, it's not good. It really isn't. Spider-Man is fun, but at the end of the day, he plays like PS1 Spider-Man, and I love that game. But in a PS5 engine, y'all couldn't get any more creative. Also, it's like Tomb Raider hasn't really had a super bad game, so I don't see why you're selling off that IP. Lara Croft deserved better. And Deus Ex, while it was not the best of games, definitely if you made a sequel and you put more polish in it, it could have been great. Now, I think they're selling it to a studio called IO Studios, and I've never heard of them. If anyone has, please leave in the comments down below what they make. I hope they do right by these brands, because you have Hitman, you have all of these great games, and you're choosing to just sell them off. Like, you're like, okay, cool, that was fun. Okay, you guys can go now. And the thing is, your Western division is a really good division of game that, like, brings in from the Western audience, being like, oh, well, they make this, can I check out Final Fantasy and stuff like that. And I know that, you know, Square Enix Japanese division is way more popular, because they have, you know, Dragon Quest and Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, you know, even games like Saga, Romance Saga, and all that stuff. Those are all great games, by the way. Bring back Chrono Trigger. Anywho, but I feel that you guys shouldn't have done that. 300 million for your division, and then you guys are still planning on going into the NFT market, which, let's face it, it's pretty much going to go down in shit anyway. Because let me put it this way, if the NFT market doesn't plunder, then it's not a viable market, in my personal opinion. Because again, with the metaverse having its own issues, I don't think companies should be going full on 100% in there. It's okay to sell some NFTs, but not a lot of NFTs, because you know what I'm saying? It's not giving high business chances. And Square Enix hasn't made a lot of positive stuff I can report on. And it sucks, because I like Square Enix. Square Enix is my favorite gaming company. It's like right under Capcom, and Capcom is like the top dog for me when it comes to gaming companies, but not anymore, because they're making their own questionable decisions. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I just hope Square Enix doesn't go the route of Konami, because Konami, what they did is that they went straight into pachinko machines, and that's why we haven't been getting a lot of games from them, because they thought the pachinko machine market is more viable. It is in Japan, but like over here in the States, pachinko machines aren't like a super viable market. But then again, we have to always remember, these companies are going by what sells in their country and then focusing on what happens worldwide later. But those are my thoughts. You guys know me. Sorry I've been taking a long break. As you can tell, I'm in finals week right now. So this will not have a lot of editing. My PNG will probably just be the same with a bunch of video game trailers. I'm being 100% honest with you guys. I am writing a 15-page research paper. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys in the next video, which will probably be talking about all the Final Fantasy 16 stuff, and will probably be uploaded on Friday. So yeah, peace out, guys.